Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to cut through the noise, bring you the core insights from the latest research. Today we're tackling a technology that's, well, absolutely fundamental to our connected world, but often invisible. We're talking about the global GPS amplifiers market. We've got a really detailed market report here from Cognitive Market Research. It's guiding our deep dive today with projections covering 2021 right through to 2033. So our mission for you today is to pull out the really crucial trends, figure out the regional powerhouses, and maybe uncover some surprising growth stories shaping this market. But just quickly, before we jump into the numbers, what exactly is a GPS amplifier doing?
Right. Think of it as a booster, essentially. It takes those weak satellite signals and it strengthens them, retransmits them. This lets GPS work reliably, accurately, even in tricky spots.
Tricky spots like?
Oh, dense city centers, inside buildings, complex industrial sites maybe, places where the raw signal just isn't strong enough on its own.
Gotcha. It helps our devices stay accurate when the signal's weak.
Exactly. Pinpoint accuracy is the goal.
Okay. And the global outlook for these devices, you mentioned it's remarkable.
It really is. The report shows it started around, $926 million back in 2021?
Yeah, just under $1 billion.
And by 2033, it's projected to hit $2.6 billion. So more than doubling.
Wow. That's significant growth over, 12 years?
Absolutely. And that translates to a really robust compound annual growth rate, a CGR of just over 9% year after year.
9% sustained growth is pretty impressive.
It is. And what's fascinating here, for me at least, is what that sustained growth actually represents. These aren't just numbers about, selling more boxes. They signal this fundamental and deepening reliance on precise positioning. It's everywhere.
In almost every sector.
Pretty much. Think intricate logistics, the whole world of autonomous systems that's coming, critical infrastructure, reliable GPS amplification is becoming non-negotiable. It just shows how deeply embedded this tech is now. It's part of the fabric of our modern connected life.
Right. It's the quiet engine behind so much efficiency we take for granted. Okay, so with that strong global picture established, let's start breaking it down. Region by region. Where should we start? North America. Still the biggest player.
Yeah, let's start there. It holds the largest share currently.
Okay, North America. It was already a huge contributor back in 2021, pulling in nearly $370 million. And the report says its growth is far from over, projected to hit over $1 billion by 2033.
That's right, maintaining a strong HAGR too, over 8.6%. Still very healthy growth for a mature market.
And within North America, I assume the U.S. is the main driver.
No surprise there, yes. The U.S. sales alone are forecast to almost triple by 2033, getting close to $800 million.
Nearly $800 million just in the U.S., but it's not only the U.S., right?
Not at all. Canada is actually showing even stronger percentage growth. Its CAGR is forecast near 10%.
Oh, interesting, 9.7%.
Yeah. And Mexico's looking solid, too, set for robust expansion. Over 9% CAGR there as well.
So strong growth across the board in North America.
Exactly. And if we connect this back to the bigger picture, North America's ongoing expansion isn't just about, say, first-time adoption anymore.
Right. It's a mature market, like you said.
Precisely. So the growth is likely coming from upgrades, more sophisticated systems perhaps, and integrating this tech into new demanding applications.
Like what, for instance?
Well, think about the explosion in IoT devices needing location data, or advanced agricultural tech for precision farming. And definitely autonomous vehicles, they need incredibly reliable and accurate positioning. So it's more about deepening the integration of the technology now.
That makes sense. It's evolving use cases, not just initial market penetration. Okay, that clarifies the North American picture. Let's hop across the Atlantic. Europe. How's the market looking there?
Europe's also a substantial market, and it's evolving too.
The numbers look pretty good here as well. Europe's overall market projected to nearly triple by 2033.
Yeah, growing at a similar clip to North America overall, around 8.7% CAGR.
But when you drill down into the countries, it gets interesting. It seems quite varied.
It does. Germany shows solid growth, around 8%. But then you look at France and Italy.
France and Italy are showing really strong KRs, both over 9%. France is actually 9.5%.
Right. Very strong. The UK, while still a big market, has slightly more moderate growth predicted, under 8%.
Okay. But then there's this rest of Europe category.
Ah, yes. That's a key point.
It's actually posting the strongest growth within the region. Over 10% CAGR.
Exactly. A CAGR over 10%. That's quite striking.
So what's going on there? Why the differences?
Well, that raises an important question, doesn't it? What factors are driving those different rates? Could it be different levels of industrial modernization, maybe specific government pushes in areas like smart cities or defense tech?
Or just how quickly certain applications are rolling out in different countries?
Potentially. And that really strong growth in the rest of Europe bloc is particularly interesting. It might suggest that, maybe smaller, more agile economies or perhaps very focused niche applications in those areas are driving this faster expansion.
So it shows market dynamics can be really local, even within a big region like Europe.
Absolutely. It's rarely a single uniform story.
Okay, fascinating stuff in Europe. Let's shift gears again and head east. Asia-Pacific, always a dynamic region.
Definitely a hotspot for growth in this sector.
The numbers here are, well, pretty explosive. The Asia-Pacific market is projected to more than triple by 2033.
And look at that overall CAGR, nearly 10%, 9.885 to be precise. That region is a serious global growth engine for GPS amplifiers.
No kidding. China, as we might expect, leads in terms of current market size, forecast to hit over $150 million by 2033.
Right. And Japan's growth is also very strong, tracking closely with China's CAGR, around 9.4%.
But the real headline seems to be India.
India, yes, projected to be the fastest growing market in the entire Asia-Pacific region.
The KGR is incredible, nearly 10.7%.
That's a huge number. Really underscores the potential there.
And Singapore is not far behind either, over 10% CHR as well. Plus, the collective Southeast Asia market also showing growth over 10%.
It's widespread, rapid growth across much of the region.
So what's driving this massive expansion in Asia-Pacific?
I think what's really fascinating here is just the sheer scale and the pace of tech adoption we often see in this part of the world. You've got huge populations, massive infrastructure development happening, especially in cities that are growing incredibly quickly.
Right, the urbanization factor.
Exactly. Plus, think about ambitious smart city projects, the need for complex logistics networks to serve these populations, the constant demand for better mobile connectivity. All of that creates a really fertile ground for a technology like GPS amplifiers.
And India leading the growth charge.
It just highlights how quickly adoption can accelerate when those underlying conditions, infrastructure, demand, maybe government initiatives all align. It's about deep technological integration happening fast.
Incredible potential indeed. Okay, let's pivot now to South America. A region maybe sometimes overlooked, but showing significant growth here too.
Absolutely. The numbers for South America are quite strong.
The overall market there is projected to almost triple by 2033 as well. Another region with a CAGR over 10%.
Yeah, 10.07% overall. Very robust growth.
Breaking that down, Brazil is clearly a major player. Solid growth predicted, nearly 9.7% CAGR.
A big market driving a lot of that value.
But Argentina seems to be the standout in terms of growth rate.
That's right. Argentina's showing particularly sharp growth. It leads the region with a CAGR over 10.6%.
That is compelling. Over 10.6% annual growth for more than a decade.
It really is. And if we try to connect that to the bigger economic picture, these figures likely point to widespread adoption across key industries in these economies.
Such as?
Well, you'd strongly suspect precision agriculture is a big one. Accurate positioning is absolutely vital there for yields, for efficient use of resources.
Makes sense given the importance of agriculture in the region.
Definitely. Also logistics, mining operations, maybe even new smart infrastructure projects that need reliable GPS. These are often crucial sectors for South American economies, and adopting this kind of tech helps modernize them. That's likely a key driver.
Right, that diverse application base explains the strong numbers. Okay, let's do a quick check on the Middle East.
Okay, the Middle East.
The market here is expected to more than double by 2033, but the overall CAGR is a bit lower than some other regions, around 7.5%.
Yeah, solid growth, but maybe not quite as explosive as, say, Asia, Pacific, or Africa.
Within the region, Saudi Arabia has the largest market share currently.
Right, contributing over $12.5 million back in 2021.
But its growth rate is projected to be slightly below the regional average, around 7.25%.
Interesting. And the UAE?
The UAE actually stands out. It has a higher regional CAGR, closer to 8.7%.
So while Saudi Arabia is bigger now, the UAE seems to be expanding its use of this tech at a faster pace.
Yeah. What might be behind that pattern?
Well, it does raise a question. Is the growth in the Middle East maybe more concentrated in specific high-value sectors?
Rather than broad adoption everywhere.
Possibly. You might see big investments in things like advanced oil and gas exploration or operations, defense applications, maybe high-tech smart city developments like in Dubai. The slightly lower overall KGR compared to other booming regions might suggest it's more about targeted integration into critical infrastructure and specialized industries rather than being everywhere down to the smallest applications.
That's a plausible interpretation, a more focused growth pattern, perhaps. Okay, and finally, let's wrap up our regional tour with the real headliner in terms of growth rate, Africa.
Ah, yes, Africa. The numbers here are truly remarkable.
It absolutely stands out. The highest growth rate globally for GPS amplifiers, period. Starting from a relatively small base, around $17.6 million in 2021.
It's projected to basically skyrocket to over $71 million by 2033.
And that CAGR is just stunning, nearly 13%, 12.92%.
Incredible. That's not just growth, as you said, it's a surge.
And looking at key countries, Nigeria forecast for over 12.5% CAGR. South Africa, similar, also over 12.5%.
Very strong growth in those major economies.
But maybe the most astonishing figure is the rest of Africa category.
Go on.
It shows the strongest CAGR globally, over 13.2%, growing from under $9 million to over $36 million.
Yeah.
That's just a explosive, widespread growth across many countries.
It really is. And what's truly fascinating here, I think, is how these emerging markets in Africa aren't just playing catch-up. They're actively leading the global expansion, the growth rate of this technology.
It's not just participation, it's leadership and growth.
Exactly. It suggests they might be leapfrogging older tech and integrating these advanced GPS solutions directly into, say, rapidly developing infrastructure, new farming techniques for food security, expanding logistics across the continent.
Wow.
And the rest of Africa having that top global CAGR points to a really broad region-wide push.
Right.
Using precise positioning to tackle challenges and unlock new opportunities, it feels like a genuinely transformative phase.
A powerful vision of change driven by this tech. Okay, let's pull this all together. We've covered a lot of ground, a lot of numbers. So what does this all mean for you, our listener? What are the key takeaways?
Well, I think the critical points from this deep dive are pretty clear. First, the GPS amplifiers market is showing incredibly steady, widespread growth everywhere. It confirms how essential this tech has become.
Right, it's foundational.
Second, Africa and Asia Pacific are the undeniable leaders when you look at the rate of growth, the CAGR. That signals rapid adoption, huge expansion potential, often transformative.
The hotspots for future growth.
Definitely. But third, North America and Europe still contribute the biggest slice of the pie in terms of actual market value. That shows established demand, ongoing sophisticated use, mature markets still evolving.
So big established markets and incredibly fast-growing emerging ones.
Exactly. This market is anything but static. It's really dynamic globally.
Precisely. So this deep dive, hopefully, has given you a clear, data-driven picture of where this critical, often hidden technology is headed across the globe. It's not just about amplifying signals. It's really about the enabling infrastructure for so much of our modern world. And that trajectory has huge implications. So here's something to think about. Considering this powerful global growth, especially in those rapidly developing regions like Africa and Asia Pacific, how might this impact our interconnected world in ways we haven't even fully grasped yet? Will it unlock amazing new services, drive huge efficiency gains, or could it create new dependencies, new vulnerabilities? Does it highlight a need for even more robust, maybe alternative navigation systems down the line? What new applications or maybe even new challenges do you see emerging from this incredible widespread growth? Something for you to mull over until our next deep dive.